good afternoon. This is David Soto talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions for the upcoming trading week of November 30th through December 4th, 2020, okay? And what I like to do here is I will look at all the major forex currency pairs on a 30-minute time frame, okay? And then I will compare that to higher time frames, such as the 4-hour, daily, and weekly, and then try to give you my analysis of what I think will happen this coming week, okay? So, to start with, I want to say that we're moving into a new month now, okay? So there'll be a lot of new things developing, and also this coming Friday is the non-farm payroll for both the US dollar and the Canadian dollar combined, okay? So I wanted to make that clear. So expect a lot of activity this coming week. This also, looking at the job reports, the predicted job reports for the US dollar, and is looking like the US dollar has got some bad news ahead. The unemployment rate is expected to increase while the employment rate is expected to drop. So that is bad news for the US dollar. Now this is due to the increase in the coronavirus, and also there has not been any new stimulus package passed by the Congress. So I know there's a lot of talks about finally being passed, but it has not yet been passed. So do keep in mind that the US dollar is not looking good this week, okay? Now, to start with here, I want to look at EURUSD, okay? We'll look at EURUSD and then move on from there. With EURUSD here, we see that the price had escalated, okay, and ended higher than where it began, okay? It dropped a little bit, but then spiked back up. And this is all because of the US dollar, but I think it's going to be coming back down now. I don't know. Now, I had predicted last week that we'd have mostly a flat range of market. That was not exactly the case. Okay, we actually had a slow and steady uptrend, but you still could have bought and sold using the 30-minute chart. I don't know what's going to happen this week. Like I said, with the US dollar kind of in limbo right now. But if we look at the 4-hour chart here, okay, when we look at the 4-hour chart, we have a strong signal to sell, okay? So that is good, okay? This is a strong indication that this will be dropping. If we look at the daily chart, okay, daily chart, again, we have a red arrow here that we've had for quite some time. But we also notice that the price right now is pretty much at the same level of resistance that it was at previously, okay? Now where this red arrow was a little bit higher than where it is at the moment. So this price could escalate a little more, and it probably will. I don't know. But look at the weekly chart. Again, we have a red arrow. So we know that this is definitely going to be going down at some point, okay? So I think this week we will probably see a drop, okay? And then depending on the non-farm payroll this coming Friday, we probably will see a spike back up, okay? That's my best educated guess, okay? So right now, all the time frames, 1 hour, 4 hour, 30-minute, everything is showing to sell, okay? I would not place a sell trade right this very minute, okay? I would wait until at least the London session opens on Monday, okay? Just see what the market is doing, and then you can jump into a trade, okay? And you probably, I'm thinking that we will more or less see a flat range of market this week, because, you know, like I said, it's hit a high point, but it is not ready to form a new downtrend, okay? So it will be forming a downtrend in the coming weeks. I do feel that definitely will happen, but as of right now, I don't think so, okay? Now this week, maybe not even next week, okay? So do expect mostly a range of market this week, so it should be safe to both buy and sell using a 30-minute chart, okay? So like I said, wait until at least the London session, and then place your sell trade, close it when you get the next blue arrow, okay? And you can do this on your cell phone using push notifications, all right? Now moving on to GBPUSD, okay, Great British Pound versus the US dollar. We see right here this was kind of what I predicted. We have more or less a flat range of market, and there's a lot of gridlock between these two. I know the US dollar is definitely trying to gain strength over the British pound and vice versa. So we see the price here ended pretty much where it began, okay, this past week. So that's pretty good. The only thing that kind of confuses me is that we had the red arrow, no blue arrow here, okay? We should have had a blue arrow. So if you put it on a 15-minute chart, you'll see it, right? And I have to zoom out a little bit there. So on the 15-minute chart, we definitely see. So that's why I say you could trade on the 15-minute or even 30-minute time frame, okay? So this would have been perfect to trade on a 15-minute time frame. You could have both buy and sell, had some good trade opportunities. But, you know, that's in the past. Now, let's look forward to this coming week. Let's look at the 4-hour chart and kind of see what's going on, right? Let's see here. All right, there we go. So, we have a red arrow to sell. We've had that for quite a while now, the last couple weeks. So, and it's just been riding sideways. So, the US dollar is weak right now. It's the reason this is not dropping. Okay, we know it will drop at some point. Okay, so be prepared for that. I see this candle here spike down, so I can mark that as a support. Okay, so that is what we are looking for to actually create a new downtrend. Okay, so this week I don't think we're going to see that happen. It's possible. Okay, the daily chart shows to sell and the weekly chart shows to buy. Okay, but do keep in mind that this point here was pretty much the same point as this red arrow. So I do feel that this will be dropping long term, okay, in the coming weeks, the coming months. But for this week in particular, I do not see that we're going to have, you know, a big downtrend develop. It is possible, but with the predictions for the non-farm payroll, I don't see the US dollar gaining, and that's what we need. The US dollar needs to gain and go up for this Great British Pound to drop. Okay, so like I said, both currencies are fighting to gain right now, so it's going to be a rat race. So what I think is going to happen is we're going to see a continuation of this range of market. Okay, so based on what we saw this past week, okay, I showed you that it is better to put it on a 15-minute time frame and trade from arrow to arrow. Okay, so that is what I am going to state for this week. Okay, you can trade both buy and sell using a 15-minute time frame, 30-minute time frame maybe, but I think in a 15-minute time frame would be more adequate for this week. Okay, as compared to last week. So that's all you have to do for this week. You know, place a sell trade on the red arrow, close it on the blue arrow, okay, and then vice versa. The only thing I say I can recommend is if you're using a 15-minute time frame, you probably see a little more repainting of the indicator. So it is safe to wait an hour or two after you get the signal to make sure the indicator does not repaint, and then place your trade. Okay, moving on to AUDUSD. We did see the price escalated some, and the price ended higher than where it began. So more or less, it was in a range of market for most of the week. I was kind of thinking it would drop, but obviously the US dollar is weak, which allowed the Australian dollar to gain. Okay, now we see we had a pretty high point here. So the question is it going to be dropping this week, or, you know, is it going to go up more, or are we going to see a flat range of market? I think we're going to see a flat range of market, but who knows? We look at the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart has a strong signal to sell. So yes, I do feel this will be dropping this week. Okay, if we look at the daily chart, again, we have a strong signal to sell, which, you know, we've had for quite some time now. You know, last month and a half. So the price has been, you know, riding sideways for quite some time, and we notice that the price now has reached a high point where it hit before. So that is another strong indication that this will be dropping. Okay, and if we look at the weekly chart, basically the same thing. Okay, the price had spiked back up and hit this same level of resistance. But it could go higher, I don't know. But I think it's going to be dropping this week, okay? Just based on what I'm seeing right here. Okay, so we go back to the 30-minute time frame. Like I said, it's starting to go down right now, so that's a good sign. You know, everything's looking to drop this week. So I would wait. You know, this is the Australian dollar, but I would probably wait till at least the London session for pretty much all the pairs. Wait till the London session. That would give time for the market to wake up from its weekend sleep, if you will. So when the markets first open on Monday mornings, they're kind of lazy, and it's difficult to determine exactly what's going to happen. So it's probably going to ride sideways for a while, but I do think it's going to be dropping. And if it starts to drop, I would wait till the London session. Go ahead and place your sell trade, and then close it when you get the next blue arrow. Okay, and then just repeat that process. Okay, just like I already said. All right. When you get an arrow to sell or buy, wait. You know, wait an hour or two to make sure the indicator does not repaint, and then you can place your trade and close it on the opposite arrow. Okay, and just repeat that process. So anyhow, we should see mostly range of markets this week for the AUDUSD. So it is safe to both buy and sell using a 30-minute time frame. Okay, looking at US dollar Swiss franc. Okay, USDCHF, and unfortunately this one had dropped quite a bit. Not a massive drop, it was just a slow and steady drop, which was not exactly what I thought would happen. I thought we would just see a flat range of market this week, but didn't turn out that way. Now we see that what happened was on Monday the price spiked up. Everybody thought this was a sign that the market had recovered and everything was going to be going up, and the exact opposite happened. Okay, I have a feeling, I don't know, maybe it's a conspiracy theory, but I have a feeling that the banks and brokers, they do this on purpose to try and trick you into thinking you're going to be able to buy long term. Okay, so many people had a buy position open and then just dropped. Okay, and now so many people have lost money because of that. The good news is that it will recover. Okay, it will go back up. It's just a matter of time now. Okay, there's a lot of fighting going on with the U.S. government. So if we look here on the 4-hour chart, okay, we'll look at the 4-hour chart. Like I said, we have a strong signal to buy here, and the price did escalate quite a bit. Okay, here was that big spike this past week, but I don't know. You know, it's been steadily going down. We have a low point way down here, so it has not reached that low point. Question is it going to drop anymore? I have a funny feeling it will, simply because the non-farm payroll is not looking good this week. Okay, I do think in the beginning of the week we'll see the price go up, but by Friday we should see the price drop back down. If we look at the daily chart, we have a strong signal to buy, and the weekly chart as well. So yes, long term this will be going up, okay, in the coming weeks and months. All right, do plan on that. Okay, do not stress, because if you have a buy trade open right now and it's in drawdown, eventually it's going to go back up. Okay, key is money management when you have that type of situation. Now if we look at well, the 1 hour shows the buy, and the smaller time frame shows the buy, right? So that's okay, but we do see that it's not really going up. Okay, now this was on like Friday afternoon. This signal came in, so the market is pretty dead, you know, on a Friday afternoon. So it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen. So I would wait, especially this is US dollar. I would wait until the US session kicks in. Okay, the New York trading session kicks in on Monday, and then see what's going on and place your trade. Okay, it might drop some more, but I do feel that you can both buy and sell this week. Okay, and we should see mostly range of markets, but based on what we're seeing with the non-farm payroll, I think this will be dropping. Now non-farm payroll is on Friday, so that means next week, the coming week, we should see the price drop even more. Okay, I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point. We will see exactly what happens when the non-farm payroll kicks in. So for this week only, okay, you can both buy and sell using a 30-minute time frame. You should be safe. Just be careful when you first get a signal to buy or sell. Wait an hour or two to make sure the indicator does not repaint, and then place your trade. Okay, and then close the trade on the opposite arrow. Okay, do not expect big gains. You know, you only be able to go for 100, maybe 200 pips per trade. Okay, so it's not like you'll be able to make a ton of money on every single trade, but over time you can make money. Okay, so the fact that this is, I predict this is going to a flat range market, is not a bad thing. Okay, if you have a sell trade open right now, you may want to close it. I don't know, take a loss, but the good thing is that, you know, eventually it will go back up. Okay, you just have to be patient. Moving on to USD Japanese yen. Okay, US dollar versus Japanese yen. We had, like I said, Monday we had a big spike up, and then this fizzled out. Okay, and the price actually ended higher than where it began, which is good. And we see here on Friday the price was just running sideways, so there's a chance that it could go back up. Okay, Japanese yen is a very unique pair, so this USD Japanese yen behaves a lot differently than some of the other USD pairs. So there is a strong chance that this will be going back up, but I don't have a firm belief that this will be going up or making huge gains. Okay, now if we look at the 4-hour chart, okay, when we look at this 4-hour chart, we have a signal to sell. Okay, so that kind of bothers me because even if it goes up, we have not formed a blue arrow. Okay, so like we have a support here, and I think that once it hits this point, that is where we should see a blue arrow form. Okay, it is not going to go all the way back down to this point here. Okay, it could, but I don't think it will. So let's look at the daily chart real quick. Daily chart shows the buy, and the weekly chart as well. So yes, long term this will be going up. Okay, in the short term we'll probably see a drop again. And if we look here on the 30-minute chart, like I showed you, even the 1-hour chart shows the buy. Okay, so what I think is going to happen is we're going to see the price go up in the beginning of the week, and then by the end of the week the price is going to drop back down to this support line. Okay, so this coming week we should see the price end lower than where it began. Okay, I really do think that's going to happen, but overall you should be safe to both buy and sell. Okay, like I said previously, with the US dollar, I would wait until the New York session begins and see what is happening, and then place your trade. Okay, place a buy trade, close it on the next red arrow, and just repeat that process. Okay, moving on to US dollar, Canadian dollar. Here the US dollar obviously was the weaker of the two, and we had a little spike up on Monday, which, you know, that was pretty much the same across the board. But as you can tell, the US dollar is not gaining much. It's really dropping. So that's a bad indicator. Now this coming Friday, we're not going to show what's going to happen because, you know, like I said, the non-farm payroll is coming out for both the US dollar and Canadian dollar. So we will see. Neither is really looking good on their job reports. So I'm thinking the US dollar is probably going to drop. But in the beginning of the week, we should see the price escalate back up some, and then by the end of the week, drop back down. Okay, we look at the 4-hour chart. We'll look at the 4-hour chart real quick. We have a signal to buy, but it came up, but then dropped back down. Right now, we have a support here that we can mark. Okay, so that's our support line right there. So it is very possible this price could retreat and drop back down to here, which I have a funny feeling it will. Okay, based on what's been going on. If we look at the daily chart shows the buy, and the weekly chart as well. Okay, so that's a good indicator that yes, this US dollar will be going up in the coming weeks, the coming months. Okay, it's just a matter of time. Okay, the US dollar or the US government needs to go ahead and pass the next stimulus package and get more money out into the US government. So there's a lot of talk that it will get passed here very soon, so that families have money to spend for Christmas. So I think that would be a good thing, and I really do hope, at least for the American people, that the second stimulus package gets passed, because there's a lot of people being evicted from their homes, and a lot of people unemployed right now. So it's a very, very bad situation right now going on in the United States. So if this stimulus package gets passed here in the next couple weeks, we will definitely see the US dollar rebound. Okay, so for this week only, okay, I do feel that it will be safe to both buy and sell. We should see mostly ranging markets this week. Okay, but based on what happens this coming Friday, we'll probably see the price drop down. Okay, so wait until at least the New York session starts on Monday, and then place your buy trade. Okay, and close it when you get the next red arrow. Okay, and just repeat that process using a 30-minute time frame. Okay, so that concludes my weekly trade predictions. If you need me to analyze any other currency pair, that's fine. Just hit me up on Facebook and let me know. The only thing I ask is that we compare notes. I want to compare your analysis with my analysis, so that way we both can learn and grow together. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. I'll put a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook. Okay, please contact me there first. Also, I have a link from my private Facebook group, and you can request to join my Facebook group and post any questions or comments in my Facebook group. Okay, so with that said, I hope you have a wonderful week. Please let me know how I can help you. Thank you.